Are you living your true self? Do you know exactly who you are? Can you feel when you're not living authentically? At a very early age, we learn to adapt to our surroundings to be accepted in order to feel safe. As a child, being completely dependent on others meant we needed to comply in order to fit in. In other words, we subconsciously observed those around us and took in their opinions, their behaviors, and their words, and created a belief system, often overriding our inner truth and becoming less aware of our emotional guidance system. Unfortunately, many children are brought up in a dysfunctional family setting, in a dysfunctional society, and are shamed out of their true selves. They witness and experience abuse, which teaches them a misperceived truth about the world and about themselves. As a defense, they create a false self that leads them into not being able to differentiate between their true self and their false self, even as they become adults. We believe we need to seek honesty and trust and love from others when we can no longer find it in ourselves. Even with well-meaning parents and caregivers, if a child falls and hurts himself and is picked up and told, "You're okay, you didn't get hurt," this invalidates the child's inner guidance system, which is internally saying, "But I don't feel good because I fell. But if mommy and daddy say so, then I must be okay." And in that moment, the child overrides their true self, their emotions, their observations of their experience, and they take on someone else's perceptions and beliefs about themselves. We subconsciously learn to create a false version of ourselves to please those around us, often being conditioned to live up to the expectations that others want us to be. Programmed to be a good girl, a tough boy, to eat this, don't eat that, study harder, achieve this, don't be a wimp, become that, don't do this. It's exhausting. Our false self keeps us stuck in fear, stuck in that job, in that relationship, in the same old routines, the old habits, stuck in a belief system that doesn't serve our highest good because it was someone else's beliefs that we took on as our own. Pain and suffering happens under the spell of our false self. And as we pay attention to when we are suffering or stressed, we can acknowledge that we are not looking through the eyes of our true self. It's just an outdated form of protecting ourselves, a disillusionment of who we really are. It's like we are hiding behind a mask. Our false self thrives when we are in pain and suffering. So our ego works really hard at keeping us stressed because that part of ourself is desperately wanting to play a lead role in what we are living. As soon as we switch to our true self, the false self dissolves. So the false self pushes against the threat of being dissolved at all costs and keeps us focused on struggling. It takes over our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions to make sure we keep suffering. Pause the video if you'd like to grab a pen and a paper or your journal to spend some quality time asking yourself some important things. What do I really believe? Does it feel unnatural to be me? How do I really feel about how I'm living my life? Do I feel lost or overwhelmed? Start to question your true self. You know it's your truth when the answers feel really good to you. Ask yourself, what do I want to let go of? What do I dislike? What makes me feel aligned? What do I really want? What does living my best life even look like? What really makes me happy? When we don't feel centered and grounded, it's because we have disconnected from who we really are. Our true self is an extension of love. When we let go of our false self, we become fully here, more fully present as our true self. And then we feel the comfort of who we really are. We become connected to pure positive energy. Letting go of our false self means we let go of pretending, of trying to be like others. No more torture, no more emptiness, no more lack of meaning, no more confusion. We might feel unsure as we get to know our inner guidance if we aren't familiar with our true self. I don't know is actually a great place to start. It means you're beginning to let go of the mental constructs and programming that you've been so loyal to. No need to judge yourself or feel bad when you notice your false self is driving the bus. It's so easy for all of us to fall back on our old conditioning. It's a reflex to react in our old ways and old patterns, but you have the ability to reframe any situation you are experiencing in order to let go of your attachment to whatever is causing you stress. If something feels like you can't change it, remind yourself that you can reframe your mind. You can change how you think and feel about it. Look for the positive aspects from that situation that have been hiding from your view. All those moments of alignment and inner joy in your life are the evidence of your true self. We all have access to that version of ourselves at any given time. Some people are more practiced at living their truth. This shows in their sincerity and their authenticity. They are plugged into an expanded version of who they really are. They light up a room, or they sit peacefully in silence. They move mountains, or they breathe in the beauty of a sunset. To access your inner being just means being open to this expanded expression of yourself. It's a choice. It's your choice. When you're looking through the eyes of your true self, you feel secure. We never suffer in this space of observing our truth. It's common to identify ourselves with the roles we play in life by what we are experiencing at any given moment. How do you identify yourself? Fill in the blank. I am, for example, I am a business owner. I am a sales clerk. I am a dentist, or I am a stay-at-home mom. Or we identify ourselves by our emotions. We become what we feel. For example, I am depressed, I am excited, I am bored, I am stressed, I am motivated, I am overwhelmed. Or we identify ourselves by our judgments. I am ugly, I am more successful than them, I am poor, I am more important, I'm not enough. Or by our behaviors. I am a good listener, I am always late, I am not learning fast enough, I am a risk taker. These identities don't make us wrong. They are simply an expression of what we attribute to our personal identity. However, if we let go of those identities for even just a moment, what is beneath them all? Who are we left with? You are not your story or your history or your body. You are non-physical energy expressing itself in physical form. When we allow ourselves to lean into the very heart of our being, to the place of deep silence and awareness, we are met with a wonderful discovery of who we really are. This is the place our true self resides, always existing within us, never removed, always leading us to our best life. It is our choice whether or not we want to follow this guidance. That is the true I am in all of us. In order to go inside and meet our truth, our own being, we can suspend or leave aside all our self-descriptions and roles and projections in any moment. When we become connected to and express ourselves from a place of love, we are living our truth. We are our true self in this state. Whenever our heart is filled with love, acceptance, joy, and ease, it is the indicator that we are living our best life in that moment. Pay attention to when you are looking through the eyes of your true self and breathe into that awareness. From here, you are relaxed and your life becomes elevated. Your body can thrive and heal. Your nervous system becomes regulated and your mind is clear. This is when your creativity is amplified and you're aligned with your highest potential. From this state, you either feel a natural stillness or you feel completely on target or in the zone, like the athletes say when they're at their best. It is a necessary function in life to connect to our true self. Then when you bring all of those roles of your personality back into view from this more pure state, you can sense into which ones feel most like your own truth. You can function in your roles with greater harmony and clarity, and you'll feel light and spacious and unattached to any of those identities. The real you is more brilliant than your false self could ever pretend to be. If you are not already expressing the beautiful truth within you, be brave and step into who you really are and discover how quickly life supports you with all its goodness. Elevate your life into higher consciousness. You got this. Thank you for watching, and thank you for tapping into your true self.